U.S. Open champion. The title speaks volumes. An elite few in the history of championship nine-ball know what it means to wear the most prestigious of crowns. For others, it represents a classic dream pursued. Number 1 ranked Alison Fisher, the Duchess of Doom, two-time and defending U.S. Open champion. 14th ranked Kim Shaw, tantalizingly close to her first pro title on American soil. One can add to a certain glittering Hall of Fame resume. The other can join the ranks of those whose dreams have come true. There is nothing quite like the United States Open. From the Sandia Resort and Casino in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's the finals of the Q-Tech Hughes U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association. Hello everybody, welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment, and today for one of these two players we're about to watch, it will be an enchanting time. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins, U.S. Open has a great ring to it. Alison Fisher, two-time and defending U.S. Open champion, more than 50 titles to her credit. What more can you say? Kim Shaw, 14th ranked, never been here before. So on paper, even though Kim Shaw would be the underdog and Alison Fisher would be the
overdog,
of course, I think there may be something really interesting to watch here.
Yeah, Kim, right now, Kim is flying high. It's her highest finish yet on the Classic Tour, so she has nothing to lose. She's going to wing it. And Alison, of course, is Alison.
So as we come to the end of a very, very tough week, as it always is out on the WTBA Classic Tour, started with 64 players, we are down to only 2. And Alison Fisher and Kim Shaw, by virtue of their play, and you see it here, the road to the finals, brought to you by Ozone Billiards, your online source for billiard supplies. Alison Fisher, a semifinal victory over the tough Vivian Villarreal, and Kim Shaw over the equally tough Monica Webb, third ranked in the world. And here we are, the Duchess of Doom and the Cooler, two English women playing for the United States Open title. Don, we have seen an influx over the years of great international stars, and this year we have the All British Isles final, Alison and Kim, and they do indeed have a history going back to their snooker days. Kim Shaw, the last person that Alison played, semifinals of the World Snooker Championships over a decade ago. Kim Shaw won that match, and a little later Alison Fisher came over to try her hand in the United States at 9-ball, and the rest is certainly history, Hall of Fame history as far as Alison goes.
Great break, a lot of power there. She did make a ball, but the one was not left in a spot where she could pocket it. So if you see that the one is right here, tied up with the 3, and the cue ball is here. So there's no way to hit the one direct. So Alison's going to push.
Pushing out. Alison originally from Chessington, England, now living in Waxhaw, North Carolina. And Kim Shaw originally from Basingstoke in England, now living in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'll tell you, that Charlotte area is becoming a hotbed of pool. A lot of great players going down there now. She gives it back to Alison Fisher. Alison obviously had won the lag for the first break.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice for Kim to do that. This is going to be hard to play a good safety from. But I'm sure that Alison has some sort of plan here in mind. Well, that works out pretty good. I mean, Kim can still see the ball. Obviously, Alison wanted to get behind this 8. So now Kim is faced more than likely with another safety here. The 1 doesn't bank over across the table. So you've got these 2 balls up there, the 4 and the 5, where I think that she can probably try to get the cue ball over there somehow. Oh, look at that.
That'll make you feel good if you're Kim Shaw. Let's take another look.
Well, she just decided to bank it in and hope for a shot. And she did get a shot. Here's the 2. Now watch the 9, Mitch, because if she draws it over, she could run into the 9 and pocket it at the same time. Beautiful shot. Nice opening shot on the 2. She stayed with it. Now all Kim has to do is play the 3 down the rail, stop the cue ball there.
This is really good work early on by Kim Shaw. You'll notice as these two players go at it, very similar stances owing to their snooker backgrounds. It's obvious there's a lot of similarities, both being English, both playing snooker. Very huge disparity in titles won and experience at the table in final matchups. This being Kim Shaw's first. There's a look at that back right leg. Right hip out, almost locked. And if you're Kim Shaw, Dawn, you want to do this. You want to send Allison a message early that says, I am here to play. I may not have finished higher than 3rd before, but now I'm in a position to win the U.S. Open, and I'm not going to be just some kind of rollover play.
Right.
Not that Allison would think of it that way, but I think it's a good message for Kim to send.
That's right. It is. And Kim looks so comfortable here at the table. She's hitting the pocket dead center.
Quickly give you the rules of the game. This is a race to 7 for the title. Alternating break, a 30-second shot clock, and 1 extension per rack. And it will be cue ball fouls only. And we'll also mention this fantastic playing equipment, a beautiful Metro table, tournament edition by Brunswick Billiards. Centennial balls and the big break rack, also by Brunswick, and Simonis 860 cloth on that Metro. And that just fired in by Kim Shaw, and this has to make her feel good. She has taken a rack on Allison's break and kept Allison Fisher seated and let her know this will be a fight.
Oh, Kim.
Of course, as you say that.
Oh, boy. That's going to pump Allison up a little bit.
Well, the flip side is when you do that, you send a very different message. Kim Shaw seated, wondering. Allison Fisher up by a rack here in the finals. More often than not, over the course of a little more than a decade now, you will find Allison Fisher in a position to win another title, in this case a major. You've won it twice before, you're the defending champion. It must be an interesting feeling to you to be adding to what is a definite Hall of Fame record with titles that really do mean something like this.
Oh yeah, I mean this title is a very major title, as you said, prestigious title on our calendar and something I really want to win. So I'm hoping I can pull this one off and make it a hat-trick, like third US Open would be lovely.
The Q-Tech Qs U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by Brunswick Billiards. Since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. By Q-Tech Qs, serious cues for serious players. And by Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary. Here in the finals of the Q-Tech Qs U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship, Sandia Resort and Casino in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins. And already we have seen what the pressure of a U.S. Open chase can do. Both players early on with mistakes. They would like to have certain shots back already, and we're only in rack 2. Allison Fisher leading 1-0 after Kim Shaw running through rack 1, missed the 9. A very makeable 9. And that gave that rack to Allison, and both players in this rack have had ball in hand after fouls by the opponent. going to be a question, I think, of who can control themselves the most during the course of this match. Look at that stance by Kim Shaw. We'll talk about the similarities in snooker backgrounds with these two English players. You saw kind of a little look of, I don't know what, on the face of Kim Shaw there, Dawn.
Well, she was about 2 inches off from where she wanted to be. She wanted to get perfect. This was a fine shot, but you know, players get out there and they just want to be exactly where they expect to be. So this is no trouble at all. Just bounce off the rail, 1 rail. 8 ball is right there. Stop on the 8 for the 9.
You know, you talk about wanting to be perfect, and these two, it's a great point between these two. Kim Shaw was playing great pool, and for a couple years tried to make a mechanical change, trying to become more perfect, and she even used the words, trying to be more like Allison. In other words, a really repeatable, perfect stroke. It threw her game off. She's gone back to her old style of playing, feeling a little bit more confident instead of trying to be mechanical, to just be Kim Shaw. And it has paid off big time. We've reached the finals of the U.S. Open, and we are now tied in Albuquerque. As Steve Tipton gets ready, it gives us a chance to take a look at 2 of the great official products here on tour, the Big Break Rack and Centennial Balls, both from Brunswick Billiards. Beautiful Metro table by Brunswick, the focal point here in the finals of the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. We are tied at 1 in a race to 7 for the title. Allison Fisher, the defending U.S. Open champion. It's the second time she owned that title, 1999 and 2005. Kim Shaw has never won on the pro level. Won the WPBA Amateur National title and the BCA Masters title.
Well, this time it was a good thing she lost control of the cue ball and it went forward, because here's the 2 ball. Unfortunately for her, it's dead straight, and here's the 3. So in order for her to get in this area to pocket the 3, she's going to have to be a magician here. Maybe her trick shot play will come out. What do you think?
Takes her extension. I often feel like I'd like to see some of the trick shot work during an actual match.
It does come up every once in a great while.
Well, it does. When I play, it comes up all the time. Not on purpose, but.
Oh, she tried to cheat the pocket to get that angle, and did it too much.
So for the second rack in a row, the 2, proving to be difficult for Allison Fisher. And it's hanging down there. You see it in the lower left corner.
Yeah, it's just never a good thing to sacrifice making the shot for position. Look out. It's hopefully not going to roll behind that 5. Nope, done very well, very well. So now Kim's on the rail. She's going to have to drift down as she pockets the 3 in the side. And here's where it gets difficult for the players, is you want to kind of free stroke your shot a little bit. So she may go down to the bottom rail with the cue ball and back up, because trying to hold that cue ball is really not what you want to do.
And Kim liked that shot a lot, I think. Not easy.
So she's perfectly straight here. If she stops the cue ball there or draws it back maybe to the middle of the table, she's got a nice open rack here. Is exactly what you want to have. Don't get on the rail though, Kim. Stay away from the rail.
Very purposeful. She moves around the table. And when she's in rhythm and in stroke, she does tend to move, Dawn, as you've pointed out in earlier matches. She likes to play at a pretty quick pace.
Yeah, if you already know what you're going to do, you don't really need to stay looking or thinking about your shots. If it's pretty simple, you're going to play the 6 in the side, the 7 in the corner, the 8 down in the other corner. You know, everything here is a stop shot, so there's really no reason to take extra time, because all that does is allow you to build up questions in your mind. Now, it's different if you have to think about position or just make decisions on between a couple of different decisions, but not in something like this.
We certainly have seen a number of players over the years move very rapidly around the table and use it to their benefit. But during this rack, Kim Shaw looking very comfortable. And it is usually the other way around. The player will give Allison an opening to take advantage. And in this case, it has been Allison Fisher, and Kim Shaw has capitalized. Back-to-back racks and a one-rack lead for Kim Shaw. Here in Albuquerque, the finals of the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. And we have had, at the beginning of rack 4, the only way I can put it is an enormous safety battle between these two. Both of them enjoy playing safeties, trying to lock up the other player. And they went after it with a vengeance. And really good work by both players, but Kim Shaw played a fantastic safety, locked Allison up, and was rewarded with ball in hand. And now the work in rack number 4, leading 2-1 in a race to 7, is for Kim Shaw to try to really take advantage and get this rack on her side, Dawn.
Well, the key is here that when she makes the 4 ball, you can see that the 6 is near the 5 up at the corner area right here. So when she makes this 4 on the side, she either has to be perfectly in between these two, or she has to come over here to make sure that she's not stuck behind the 6. And that works right there. She's just dead straight on the 5. She just wants to make sure not to have a problem. Okay, now she's thinking about that 6 ball because there's no angle on the 5. She could draw back and just play the 6 in the side. She'll be close to the 6. Or play the 6 in the corner. Oh, that was perfect. Perfectly played. She's really playing great right now.
You know,
Mitch.
I was just thinking, she's standing there and she is looking very, very comfortable. You would never guess that this is the first time she's been to the finals. Finished 3rd a number of times over the past few years after coming over. 2001. And making a mark early, I mentioned winning the WPBA Amateur Nationals, the BCA Masters that year. Her best finish in 2002 was 7th, and then a 3rd at the Midwest Classic in 2003. A 4th in 2004. Her best finish in 2005 was 7th place, and a 5th place finish this year. And this is 3 racks in a row now for Kim Shaw, and with every one looking more confident, a 2-rack lead over Allison Fisher. Let's take a look at another of our top finishers, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. Congratulations to Floridian Tracy Hines, ranked 22nd in the world, taking her game to a new level on a big stage with her best finish ever on the Classic Tour, a 9th place finish here in New Mexico. You're watching the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action. Allison Fisher has closed the gap a little, race to 7 for the title here in Albuquerque. Now 2 racks behind Kim Shaw. And with the break in rack 7, Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins, and a very supportive crowd here at the Sandia Resort and Casino in Albuquerque. Allison, defending U.S. Open champion. And look at that. If you're Allison Fisher, that's not a bad sight.
That's a good break. Couple of balls on the break. Nice shot on the 1. Cue ball is right there by the 7. But I don't know if she's going to try to come up for this 2-9 combination or try to swing back around and play the 2 ball in the other corner.
What she does?
Yeah, it's, if she gets straight on the 2 though, I guess it's okay. Here's the 3, so even if she gets straight on this 2, she could draw back up and out. She shoots that shot so nice. I mean, when your elbow is up over your head, it's so easy to you know, change directions of your
Let it get away from you a little bit.
And she just still keeps that backhand so straight going through the ball.
Now she is bridged over a ball right there.
Another good shot. She has the 5 here in the corner, and hopefully she can just draw back down and bring the cue ball in the center of the table somewhere.
Feel a little bit of momentum shift here after the first 5 racks were really all about Kim Shaw and some chances that Allison gave her. Now Allison's within 2 and a chance to get to within 1. Solid.
It's never over until it's over with Allison. I think she just gets mad and fights harder and comes back stronger.
Beautiful touch. Allison Fisher, over the course of more than a decade, has won over 90% of about 470 matches she's played. She's won them all kinds of ways, so keep your eyes open. Let's take a look at another of our top finishers, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. Jennifer Chen, the China doll from Chinese Taipei. Great event at the U.S. Open, ranked 19th in the world, finishing 9th in Albuquerque. You're looking at some of the great names associated with the WPBA Classic Tour. Of course, the worldwide leader, Brunswick Billiards. It's that Metro Tournament Edition table. A lot of other names of our sponsors scattered around. You'll see them, and we thank them as well for bringing you all the terrific events on tour. Kim Shaw now has gone from 3-rack lead in the race to 7 to a 1-rack lead. She has the break in rack number 8, leads 4-3. I'd like to put a run to this, an end to this little mini run that Allison Fisher's on. And that cue ball definitely off its target.
Look at how close the cue ball is to scratching. That's about as close as you can get. It's like half on the shelf and half off.
That's been a big part of the story so far, though, with 2 scratches on the break for Kim Shaw.
Yep.
And almost a 3rd there.
Here's the 2 right here. So if she can play it up in this corner, the 3 and the 9 are tied up here. Looks like the 3 might not be able to go. I don't even know if she can see enough of the 2 ball to make it. That was a smart shot. To see where the 8 is on the rail. Allison can't make the 2 ball, probably. See here, the 8, I think, is blocking the pocket to the 2. Wow, wouldn't that have been nice?
You heard some squeals out there in the audience. As that 9 started to roll toward the corner pocket. This place would have gone crazy.
Okay, how close is it? Now Kim can't carry him into that 9. The 9 is too high up. But Kim can stick the cue ball over there by those balls, by the 7 and the 9. Oh, Kim, what was that? I don't really know why she would do that, because you never want to put the ball that you're shooting at near the 9 ball. So
you bet Allison's looking over there.
Oh yeah, this 9 is pretty much in the pocket. But I never want to put the object ball that I'm shooting at near the 9.
Watch out. She's okay. And just like that, seemingly, everything has turned around. Kim Shaw had been in control at 4-1, and with this shot, Allison Fisher has tied it up here in Albuquerque. We've had a wonderful week, as always, at the marvelous Sandia Resort and Casino in Albuquerque. Fantastic gaming and entertainment, world-class golf, and a stunning new hotel and spa all make Sandia Resort and Casino far from ordinary. And here in Albuquerque, a good look at one of the great friends of the WPBA Classic Tour, Janet Schimmel of Q-Tech USA. Great sponsor of the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship and many other events on tour. We are always grateful to Janet and all the good folks with her associated with the Classic Tour. If it wasn't for people like that, you wouldn't be able to see these great players at home. Allison Fisher now doing what she does best, making this a final matchup. 4 apiece, race to 7. And we got a ball game now. And we'll see. Dawn has been talking a little bit about an emotional time for Allison and a little bit of the kind of fight that wasn't there, or didn't look to be there as much as we're used to seeing it, but I think now it's back. A lot of energy put into that break.
A lot of energy. Look at this 5-9 right here. Here's the 2. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw her swing the cue ball over there to clip into there, because if she just touches that 9, the 9's going in. And there is an angle to do that.
Extension.
Because the thing is, if she doesn't do that at some point, she's going to have to break those 2 out, because the 5, I don't know that it goes by the 9 to go in the corner anyway. It's a chancy shot, but all she has to do is touch that 9 in any way and it's going in the pocket. Look at this. See, oh, that was, you know, you have to go for it, though. She hit
I
the
like
5.
that play a lot.
Yeah, she hit the 5 first. If she had hit the 9 first, it was gone. And she was only like an inch or 2 off.
It's kind of about saying, all right, let's get aggressive here a little bit. It's 4-4.
And things were going her way again, so it didn't work out, but I like the fact that she did that. Oh my gosh, that has
and
to
then
be.
you want to talk about feeling it right now.
Wow.
You won't find a tougher shot than that. Jacked up over the 5, length of the table, tough angle, no problem.
See, now the 5 is out in the open, too.
Definitely sending a little message over Kim Shaw's way. Thing about sports, You never know what's going to happen.
Well, the 5 here, she's going to bring a cue ball down this way for the 6 ball, or she could just draw it straight down the table, whichever one she wants to do.
It's so interesting when things just kind of kick in. It might be just a subtle nuance here and there of how somebody's playing, but you can really feel the difference right now in Allison compared to the first couple of racks. I mean, that kind of stroke right there, you really have to let that stroke out. You can't have any fear in there when you're slicing balls and playing position just based on instinct. That was a really good example of a pure stroke.
And her position has been right on, too. So that's all come together for her also. That wonderful shot on the 3, that's what started it all here for her. I mean, that was an incredible shot.
And that is just vintage Allison Fisher right there. You see the crowd stand behind her, and for good reason. A break and run in rack 9 and the lead for the Duchess of Doom. Allison Fisher with a chance to do further damage after putting 4 racks together. Having been down 1-4, is now in the lead 5-4 in a race to 7 for the title. The tables have completely turned. In this case, the table completely turned. And Allison has gone from a little bit shaky at the beginning of this match to totally in command. And if she can continue the way she's going right now, she will get to the hill first in this race to 7 here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship presented by the American Pool Players Association. Mitch Lawrence and Dawn Hopkins here with you in Albuquerque. And Allison has seen both sides of the putting racks together phenomenon. In her semifinal match against Vivian Villarreal, started off with 6 consecutive racks in a race to 7. Vivian then put 5 racks together and climbed within reach, only to watch Allison take the last and decisive rack, win at 7-5. And now she has done almost the same thing to Kim Shaw with 4 racks back to back.
It's been a real seesaw battle for her out here.
It has.
Well, this is not real good because she's, you know, she's got this shot, this easy shot, and the 8 is down here. So I think she wanted to be over here a little bit to be able to draw back this way. So she still can get it. She's just got to go now up and down the table. So now you're going not only, you're going like 9 feet plus half a 9 feet in distance with the cue ball. Trying to get perfect position. I mean, think about that. You're going 13 feet and trying to get position.
That's a gutsy shot. I mean, it's fun to watch. You saw the way the cue ball reacted to that stroke, while seemed in danger of that corner pocket. Now 2 balls left for the hill and 5 racks in a row for Allison.
Ooh, she got a little. That was a tough shot, Mitch.
Yep.
It was a tough shot.
And let us see. Critical shot on the 8 for Kim Shaw.
She played a safety there. It's a little dangerous. I don't know. Did she get it? It looks like Allison can see.
I think she has the angle there.
Oh yeah, Allison can see this. Oh man. Boy, Kim got out of her seat pretty quick. That's like a gift for Kim right now to get back again with another shot at the 8. The 8 is deep into the pocket though.
It's just amazing.
Oh, that's the danger of that shot. It's deep into the pocket, so you want to, you know, come out, but she actually hit it a lot thinner than she wanted to. The cue ball came flying, so now she's stuck with a really, really tough cut if she's going to cut it in.
Get the extension on the end of the cue, and you saw that look from Kim. A little bit of a smile, shaking her head and saying, all right, I know what I have to do. I just have to come with it now.
Yep.
No two ways about it. This would tie this match up. Give another shot to Allison on the hill.
Nope. Nope. But
Missed
I
it
like the
on
lead.
the right side, that's right.
Look at the cue ball, frozen up on the rail.
I said it would give Allison another shot. I didn't say it would be an easy shot.
Well, why not? Why didn't you predict that also? Allison did the same thing back to Kim. These are good shots, believe it or not.
Somebody's going to make the 9. It's just a question of when. Stick with us. Hello.
Oh,
it'll be Kim Shaw. And that'll tell you a lot about the heart of Kim Shaw right there. And guess what? We are tied once again in Albuquerque.
You and Miss Allison Fisher, who you are meeting, have a little bit of history. Allison's last snooker event in England, I believe, had a favorable outcome for Kim Shaw, did it not?
That's right. We played in the '95 semi-final of the World Championships, and I was the victor, then sent her over the pond to the States. I've never beaten her in 9-ball. I've played her 2 or 3 times. But every match is different, and I'm just looking forward to it and getting my revenge.
We're tied at 5 here in Albuquerque at the Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. You see Kim Shaw with ball in hand. Allison Fisher just fouling on a near impossible shot for her to make. Both the cue ball and that 3 corner hooked. No way to get to it. Allison gamely trying to make contact, just missing it. That 3 deep in the pocket. And now Kim Shaw, in this up and down seesaw battle for the title, has a chance to get on the hill. And Kim would have the break in rack 12. Let us show you how close this came for Allison.
Do you see this, how close she came? But, I mean, that you will never see again, probably, where both balls are so deep into the pocket that you can't even see by the edge of the pocket to hit the ball straight on.
So now Kim Shaw trying to do her work.
Well, she made the ball, but look at how, you know, this position is not good, obviously. She could pocket the 7 over there, and the cue ball just doesn't have any good route to come back for the 8. So watch out for the scratch, Kim, and I think she's going to try to come around 3 rails on this shot. That's got to be discouraging. And that's all because she got bad position. Allison's got to be real happy here.
Say,
I see a little more light in her eyes right now.
Well, you just don't know what's going to happen. We've said it before. This whole week in Albuquerque has been one of surprises up and down the line. No reason to feel any different. One thing we should have learned this week, Dawn, is not to take anything for granted, no matter who's at the table or what shot they have.
Nope.
I think that's how the players
or
feel
what
for
the
sure.
score is.
Right. That's why we're kind of keeping our mouth shut here. Even though that 8 didn't look that tough and the 9 doesn't look that tough.
I'm not guessing.
Normally, with players that are this terrific, I'm marking things down quickly, but I'm holding off now. I can put down that Allison Fisher has gained the hill here, 1 rack away from the title.
6 games to 5. She needs 1 game. The break goes to Miss Shaw.
The Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the world's largest pool league, by Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world, and by Q-Tech Q's, serious cues for serious players. We are at 6-5, Allison Fisher on the hill here in Albuquerque. The Q-Tech Q's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship, and Kim Shaw. Wow. Allison Fisher with ball in hand, because Kim just watched as the cue ball drifted totally length of the table and wound up scratching. And instead of a very difficult shot for Allison Fisher, turned into ball in hand. And watch this. Just keep your eye on the cue ball. And here we kind of all thought it was going to stop. Look at Kim. Last second sees it. And that is why that look right there. Oh.
Allison's frustrated here. Ball in hand, and she made it so that she has to use the bridge to come across the table for the 4 ball. I mean, ball in hand, she knows she never should have done that. Look at, and again, now she's faced with a bank shot on the 4 because of that poor position. So she's probably, I'm thinking she's going to bank this ball in there. If she makes it, the 5 is hanging in the corner, and she's should be pretty much out. There it is.
Big time shot right there.
I don't want to say it, though, because she had ball in hand, and I thought for sure she'd be out, no problem.
No, I know.
And, you know, things happen.
But, and the things happen is kind of the crucial part, because Allison's had it all week that way. And she's just trying to take advantage of what she can and come with the shots when you need them. And that was definitely a case of regrouping and seeing if you can finish the job. Now the 6, one end of the table, and the 7 all the way at the other end. You see it. She's definitely got enough of an angle on the 6 to get back to the other side.
Yes, she's got quite a bit of angle. She's got to bear down on the shot here. You know, and the sad thing is, this is a great title. Allison will cherish this title if she wins it. She's got plenty of titles, but to win it playing bad, it's like a sweet and sour kind of a thing. So she's not going to feel great about this championship, I don't think, from the way that she's played in the last couple of matches.
Well, I understand what you're talking about. I think she's been around long enough, though, Dawn, where I have to believe that there's going to be a sense of pride in accomplishing something when it's not your best week, too. At least I think she's gone through enough, and I think she's enough of a champion to realize it. I think she understands that she got some lucky breaks along the way. And as I said before, sometimes that's the way you win them.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So we'll see. I am not saying this is over yet, though. There's only 2 balls left on the table. We've seen far too much happen to take this for granted. Okay, now I'm going to say that it's over.
Yeah!
A disappointed Kim Shaw, no question about it. Within her reach, the taste of a U.S. Open champion. And I think we'll be seeing Kim again. Congratulations to her, but here is your champion.
Let's have a wonderful round of applause. Great turnout for Kim Shaw.
And it is time for our super shot of the match, brought to you by Q-Tech Cues. Allison Fisher at the table. She's just tied this match up at 4 with Kim Shaw. A big comeback, and she had to come with something on the 3, jacked up over the 5, and shows you what she is made of, a true championship super shot of the match. And at the end of a fantastic week here in Albuquerque, Janet Schimmel of Q-Tech, Steve Tipton introducing your runner-up, Kim Shaw. And an absolutely wonderful week for her. She is definitely back on track on the WPBA Classic Tour. I know she is upset, and we'll think about some mistakes she made toward the end after a 4-1 lead, but she has a lot to be proud of. But how many times have we said at the end of a week, your champion This time, for the third time of the U.S. Open, the Duchess of Doom, Allison Fisher. Congratulations all around to your champion. We're glad you've been with us. For Dawn Hopkins, I'm Mitch Lawrence. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from Albuquerque. Congratulations to Allison Fisher.